Yep. What's up, Capricorn? Welcome to the channel. I can't say welcome back yet because it's the first time the Two of Cups in reverse. Because it's the first Capricorn video I'm ever making. So, hey, congrats. You made it to the first one. You made it, son. You are officially the greatest of all time. How did this come out? The Hangman. Yeah. It might have been in the reverse, but I was too busy trying to come up with some stupid shit for the intro on the fly to remember. So I'm gonna keep this like this for now. Let's just see where this goes. Okay. But yeah, anything else you might want to know is gonna be in the description box. This reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and all that stuff. If you're cross-watching, cool. You do that. I'm just kidding. Everyone does that, I guess. Stay on topic, Albert. You're in front of Capricorns right now, and they are not impressed by your bullshit. So yes, enough chit chat then. Shall we get on with the reading? Capricorn. I like Capricorns, by the way. Four of Swords. I used to be wary of you guys. I don't know why. I do also have a lot of very prominent Capricorn placements in my natal chart. Like, not in the Sun, Moon, Rising, but pretty much everything else. Not literally, but it's kind of like that. And I used to feel one way about Capricorns, but as I get to know a few of you guys, it turns out that Capricorns are really, and it doesn't help that your card is the Devil card, right? I'm sure you guys feel the grief for that. I was like, oh no, the devil. Why can't it just mean that there's a nice Capricorn in your life, right? You know, it's never taken that way. It's always taken as, oh, you fucking up. It's also the sign. It's also the card of Capricorn, right? Like, you know, it's like a. You guys just have some really unlucky, regrettable associations and regrettable things happening in your life, period. But deep down, you guys are really some of the most, I mean, you guys just you hold it down. You do what you have to do. You know, you climb. Speaking of climbing, but yeah, you guys are the climbers, right? You put in the work to get to the top, unlike these goddamn Saggies just floating the way up on a hot air balloon or something. No, but yeah, I was gonna say, one of my first times, I'll get to the reading in a sec, guys, but I met a Capricorn while I was climbing Mount Fuji in Japan, close to the summit. You know, somebody on the trail, and that was one of the first times I realized some of the more nicer aspects of a Capricorn, like, you know, your sense of humor, your everything. You just, when maybe, and it's kind of, I guess it's ironic that I met this Capricorn close to the summit of one of the tallest mountains in the world. But you know, you guys, once you guys are close to where you guys are trying to get to, you know, you let loose a little. You're only like that in the beginning because you're very aware of, you're keenly aware of how tough it's gonna be, and you're willing to, you're not gonna let any nonsense stop you, right? You're not gonna let any, you know, tomfoolery slow you down, because you know damn well that life can turn for the, not worse, but things can go wrong, and you're not gonna be around to, you know, deal with that if it gets to it. And that's the face most people see. That's the most, you know, that's the typical Capricorn aspect, right? But oh, you guys are really, you do that. It's like a Cancer shell, but like more badass almost. You know what I mean? Like, Cancerians just want to like take care of all the puppies and shit. You guys have a chip on your shoulder in a good way. That's how you become the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time. But anyways, yeah. Capricorn girl I met on the trail to Mount Fuji. If you're watching this, she was from Australia. Hey, I lost you at the summit, but it was nice to meet you. All right. So what do we have here so far? Two of Cups in reverse, and the Hangman, something sideways. The Hangman with the Four of Swords. All right, so in Capricorn fashion, there's some kind of disharmony. There's been a, and you don't know which way to go. I feel like, and Four of Swords, the card of healing, right? So, you know, I feel like you're in a situation where you're at your wit's end and you just want to not give up. No, Capricorns don't give up. But okay, here's the image I got. No, I don't want to say it but I guess that would be dishonest. So, like a marriage or a relationship where you're in it to get ahead mostly, but your heart's not in it. You know, it's like a marriage of picking my words carefully because Capricorns can get scary. No, like, okay, look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Look, there's some situation, and it doesn't have to be a marriage, it doesn't have to be a relationship, but you're in situations where if you are there more because it's convenient or because it's helpful to you, or it's, you know, helps advance you in some way, or possibly, you know, keeps you out of a bad situation, period. Like, or as in like it's your only way out, or you feel like it's your only way out, or it's at least it's one of the more, you know, it's like the quick fix. Laugh now, but potentially cry later. And you being Capricorn, because you can see the big picture, you know that, you know the nature of quick fixes. You know that shit doesn't work out good in the end. The Hierophant on the bottom. Yeah, like, yeah, is it a marriage? Are you about to marry or thinking about saying yes to somebody that fits the situation I described? Doesn't really think about it, because I know that you just want to rest. You just want to, again, you're not giving up, but you know, you deserve a break. You deserve not a break. Well, yeah, but you deserve. You've been through some shit, as do Capricorns do. My condolences for whatever it is that you've been through. And something comes along that offers you an easy way out, and it's not in your nature to take the easy way out, but you're very tempted this time, which I guess explains this, right? You want to just give in or give out. You want to just be true to you, and what is it? Yeah, do you either want to betray your own values, and that sounds harsh, but you know what I mean. The quick fix versus the long-term grind. And you know, I can't speak for most other signs, but I'm just gonna say it's not in your nature to take the easy way out, even if it is ever offered to you, which it rarely is. So maybe that's what's kind of throwing you for a loop here. You're not used to such a situation where, you know, and it's really making you suspicious. 8 of Wands in reverse, and the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is absolutely this is a coordinated move, or coordinated, what's the one? Like, it's a, you know, it's like you're taking, it's like a sacrifice, and, you know, a loveless marriage. Okay, fine, I'm just gonna say it. It's you're doing it for the Pentacles, if you do it, and you know, things were going slow. You were put into a pretty desperate situation, I feel. Okay, and I know this is a general reading, so it might resonate anyway, but yeah, just one after another, things coming at you and hitting you with like, and it's like, it feels like, you have no choice at this point. It's not what you wanted, but do you have a choice at this point? Is what you're saying. Like, this reading is getting kind of real. My Capricorns, you guys are always so cool, man. Like, most people is like, oh, like, do they like me or something like that? You guys is like, some real shit. Well, that's my Cappies for you. Yeah, as I get older and acknowledging my heavy Capricorn placements, I'm really growing to respect and admire the Capricorns in my life. And right on cue. The devil in reverse. Okay, so you're not being you. You're not. You feel obligated to do this, but it's going against everything that defines you. It's going against the very fiber of your, moral being. I'm not saying it's immoral. It's an immoral thing that you're tempted to accept this undertaking. But because it's a situation where you've been brought to your knees, metaphorically, and really, I really don't. I'm trying not to get too dark about it, but if this is your situation and you're having a bit of a hard time, like, good luck. I'm really rooting for you, because Cappies are good people, like I keep saying. You don't deserve this shit. But anyways, it's going against everything you believe in about yourself and about the world, and but you feel chained to this, not chained to it, but chained to it. Like, you feel like maybe this is your only option. It's not. Nothing's ever your only option. But there are times when even the most, Capricorns are also known to give, since they've been through so much, they give some really great life advice. This is a situation where even you, the great Capricorn, is feeling kind of like, God damn, what do I do here? The Ace of Swords. The answer's going to come to you, though. You're going to have a revelation about this. Or, someone's going to give you some advice, or you're going to come to a realization. Maybe an air sign will come and let you know, come and pick you out of it. Or maybe it's an air sign you're dealing with, period, but I'm not sensing that. Or maybe it is, it could be either or both. Let's keep going. Because I want this to end good for you, Cappy. Alright, we have King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Wands. Really? Cappy. to keep up with me here. Okay, so if we go into the hangman position, which in everything is upside down, but you know, you're calm, you're cool, you're you, or whatever. We're going to flip all the cards upright. By the way, remember that tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only, so don't come blaming me if you make some stupid ass decision based on a YouTube tarot reading. But that being said, let's get back to this, because maybe right now, I mean, it's just a matter of pride that's keeping you from moving forward. You know, that's the lesson you need to learn here. Could be. I mean, let's see how this plays out, because in that case, okay, so the union happens. You go through with this partnership, and the healing. Yeah, you're left with some regrets. Let's get that out the way. But the healing does take place, and it's going to be a lot of, you know, it's going to be more work than you anticipated. It's not going to be as easy of a fix as you anticipated, which is probably good for you anyways, because you Cappies thrive when under stressful situations. But you know, it's some kind of process you had to go through to become. You can see the underlying energy in all this is the Ace of Wands. This is like a creative force from the universe that's coming into like, you know, swirl things up in your life. One way or another, for better or for worse, but it's has a positive twist to it. No, not a twist. It has a positive the universe is trying to do good by you. It's trying to teach you a lesson. Another freaking lesson, I know. But anyways, but the good news is you go down this. If you go down this road, what you thought was going to be the quick fix becomes the, not a nightmare, but you know, not quite a partnership either. You're going to have to stay on your toes. But again, it's the kind of situation Capri thrives in, and that's when things start to move quick and you feel like yourself again, because you have to, you know, access the parts of you that make you you. We won't put any names out there, but yeah, it really makes you dig deep into that deep core of yourself that, you know, brings out the best in you. And when you're bringing out the best in you, the universe comes and throws, you know, says, "Good job. Here's your prize." Like, or not prize, but you know, you have support. You have, you know, energy. You have power coming in. Like, it's going to speed up the process of your ascension, or you're gonna level up faster in any case, you know. And it's going to lead to see, this is where it gets a little, you miss out on, you don't miss out, but you do not, whatever realization this Ace of Swords was, you kind of miss out on it, and you possibly take a bit of a, you know, it could be about age. You're not getting any younger, so you lose some of your, by the time the dust settles from this trial you're going through, you're going to be a little older, a little more, a little less fiery, sexy. No, that's not it. Okay, you know what? Actually, you drop some of the, yeah, you don't learn the other lesson or the other realization that would have come from the other thing, whatever it might have been. But what you do is you temper yourself a bit. You become more like your truest you, if that's what you want, I guess, or one kind of you, because maybe you're kind of at this moment in time a bit more fiery than you should be, and a bit of a risk taker, a bit of a charlatan, like a king of wands. And it's the tempering of that aspect of your personality. Not that it's bad, it's just not helping you right now. That starts you off on this, slow but steady climb up the mountain to success, right? Because Capricorns, they don't take the escalator. They roll up their sleeves and climb up the mountain, like that's what they live for. That's what you guys live for. And again, that's really it's Capricorns go through shit because it's those things that make a Capricorn in the end. And here's the thing, with the final outcome, whatever this, it's gonna leave you, whatever this union is, whatever this has happening, it's not gonna end super pretty. Like, it's gonna end in whatever, it's gonna end in a way that's like this. But you see, like, you're gonna learn a lot about yourself, and that's always a good thing. Not only that, you had, speaking as broadly as possible, like, it's like you had to lower yourself, lower your own value, not like hide your value to accept this partnership. It took a bit of humility. You had to humble yourself a bit, for whatever reason. I don't know how that. You had to humble yourself, as in not because you were too proud to start with, but just because the nature of this relationship required you to, take a back seat a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you, instead of being the one in charge, instead of being the boss, you had to, because whoever you're getting, maybe that was the part that was leaving a bad taste in your mouth. You didn't want to play second fiddle, or have to play second fiddle, or be the subordinate, which I get. And that's eventually going to cause it's going to lead to a situation where you're probably used to it by now, but again, it's not a happy or sad thing, but it is a valuable situation, because you have a better sense of who you are, and you come out of it. People say nobody wins with the 5 of cards, let's be honest, you do end up winning. You know what I mean? Like, you take your licks, but you're this person, and they're, over here. Like, you're victorious, and you could give a damn if you have a few more scars, like, because you are now so much more aware of what you're capable of. And that, and you have 3 swords and they have none, so shit, fuck them. Like, however that ends up playing out, it was one of, if you're close to the age of 30, or around that age, I wouldn't be surprised if this resonates for you, because Saturn's return every 30 years, on top of the fact that you, my Capricorn, are ruled by the planet of Saturn, which is all about life lessons, like the big lessons. I mean, some people might say nobody wins in a fight, and you're saying fuck you. I did what I had to do, and I came out with 3 swords, and I'm gonna keep going, unless you're happy with where you are, in which case, good, you deserve a break. I don't know. But look, there was some part of you that was not, that you had to still temper. Yeah, I say temper because the King of Wands is like the diametric opposite of, not the opposite, okay, let's say it's a different polarity from you, who's definitely more like the King of Pentacles type. It's like the King of Wands is like a Leo out there, just flashy, charismatic, but it's about me, like look what I can do, like watch me do this handstand type. Like, he's a floor manager, but what you're meant to be was a executive, the general. And to be the general, you have to learn a thing or two about life, and that's why in the end this is a good thing, right? You're brought to this situation where you felt like you're brought to your knees, and you're forced to take this less than optimal situation. But if you go with the flow, I know you guys are all about fighting it and like doing it your way and climbing, through sheer will and determination. It's really, really great. But sometimes going with the flow of the universe and just accepting, taking a knee, so to speak, is what leads us to, even if we don't see how it's going to work out in the end, it's what's going to bring us to our closest, truest self. And in Capricorn's case, a lot of times that involves taking a lot of licks along the way, but that's only because the fate of a Capricorn tends to be, significant. Just other perks that come along with so much, being the GOAT, being the greatest of all time is, you develop in this aura of just, some people call it intimidation, but I call it impressive. Like, just, you can just tell when a Capricorn is in your presence, one that has been through the trials that it had to go through, because they just have an air of like, I can take anything you have to throw at me, like, and I will laugh and spit on it and then keep going my way. Like, you guys are pretty badass, and you're badass because you've been through some shit, and I respect that. I understand this is a situation that maybe you are not used to, because usually you know the risks involved and it's been calculated and you can see the final results. So you go in with a bulletproof vest because you're gonna get shot at. In this case, it's like, am I copping out because it's not, it's not what I wanted, or it's like a, this, am I making a mistake here? There are no mistakes. Everything happens because it's meant to happen. So, with that said, let's see what happens if you reject the flow and fight this. But we will see that in the extended. And this is exciting because I've never done a reading like this. Like, this was like this, and this was like this, and this was like this, and this was this goes like this. Okay, so yeah, in the extended, we'll take a look at what could come up to be if you decide to fight this and, you know, go the quote unquote hard way, or the seemingly, you know, like, you know, because in the end, you're free to do what you're going to do, right? You're free to do what you're going to do, but there are always consequences to our decisions. But in the Capricorn's case, whatever happens, happens because you can handle it, period. So, yeah. I'll see you at the extended. Okay. Bye. So yeah, Capricorn. I'm gonna stick this in between the ending of the YouTube and the start of the extended, because the way the extended turned out, I mean, you'll see if you want to, but I feel like it'd be doing people a disservice if I only kept half of this reading up for free and had you know, charge money for the other half. Not saying that, you know, what was discussed in the first half is wrong or a bad decision or anything like that. It's just there's two distinct paths to go down here, and they both have their, you know, advantages and drawbacks and pitfalls and whatnot. But I think, and out of respect to my Capricorns out there, I just want you guys to all have a chance to be as informed as possible if this reading has resonated with you. And honestly, like, maybe it resonated with a lot of you, but, you know, at this point I feel like it's going to resonate with maybe a handful at best. But even then, if I could help just a handful of people or one of you guys out there, be awesome. So yeah, onto your extended. Yo, Cappy. So back to your very interesting first official reading for my channel. I've been having problems with the audio. I really hope that this isn't one of those times where I had to scrap the entire reading because some type of fuckery went down with the microphonios. But anyways, let's get right to it. So you decided to cry now, laugh later, in a sense. You said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. Like, appreciate the offer, but I will not accept this. I'm not going to take it standing up. You know, like, this, I'm better than this. Maybe you are. Maybe, you know, maybe you are. I'm pretty sure you are, but that might not be the point here, but let's keep going. So, whatever happens from here, it's going to lead to a period of, you know, you're in this situation right now because you're already quite, I don't want to say desperate, but, you know. Another thing came to me while I was, you know, looking over this really quick in between videos, like the word mistress. Like, are you considering become, you know, whatever, everything that word implies, you know, mistress. I'll just leave it at that, but realizing you're better than that, and you're not gonna, even if it makes things easier in the now, you're not going to compromise yourself like that. And you decide, you know, it's gonna lead to a period of contemplation, a period of healing, to be frank. But it's a period of, you know, it's like one off from the three of hearts. So it's not quite a broken heart, but it's a time when you have to really sit and look over your options. And you feel betrayed in any case. But at least you didn't betray yourself. So you have that going for you. Which should always which should never be discounted. Betraying yourself is one of the biggest mistakes we can do, unless it's a calculated, it's like a tactical retreat, or there are other factors involved, so you're not betraying yourself as much as you're becoming a martyr for kids or whatever. There are many situations. So, but in general, it's not advisable to betray yourself, right? So, it's going to bring about, things are going to move slow, but things are going to come your way. And some of them will be, depending on your perspective, they will be rather beneficial. But you're gonna have to stay on your toes. Like, imagine avoiding a sniper, right? Like, you're running through some whatever, like, and they're shooting from some building far away. You have to pick your times, dart here and there, take cover here and there. This is what you signed up for. You knew that it was going to be like this, but you weren't going to be a mistress. You weren't going to be that. You weren't going to compromise yourself. You were better than that. That's all you knew. So you stuck to your guns and doing the damn thing. I assume you watched the earlier video. So in the earlier video, when this was in this position, I interpreted it as you coming into your truest self, as in, which perhaps is understandable now. Now that the word mistress was thrown out there. Yeah, I just didn't want to say that in the have to indulge, you don't have to, because everything has a price. Every action has a what do you call it? Actions have, goddamn, it's one of the Hermetic principles. Really? Come on, man. There are causes and not reactions. God, what's the word? Consequences to everything. So even if it's just Capricorn like to do the other thing, doesn't make it what you have to do, or you don't have. There's no book saying that just because you're born a Capricorn means you have to be a freaking Capricorn about it. And the more I read this, the more I realize this is a very, very, very tricky situation. So I really shouldn't be saying things like, "You're gonna be the truest you" or whatever. Like, so I kind of regret saying that now, but whatever. We're here, so. But yeah, in a ways, it's like you're by sticking to your guns and trying to be you're brought to a situation where you realize that you're, because you thought you're better than that, you are actually more than just a Capricorn, it turns out, right? And that's what this is like. It's just a life path. And again, I'm not trying to pass judgment on the more Capricorn path that was discussed in the other video, okay? But, the devil, Capricorn being represented by the devil in the tarot, there are certain connotations with it that do ring true in this situation. And the chains, those chains, in the upright position, those chains are firmly in place, and for better or for worse. Firmly is really just a way of saying it though, because honestly, these chains around these people's necks, they're loose as crap, right? They can pull them off at any second. But if you decide that the chain is there and is what you're going to do now, then the chain, that's what it is. But if you decide that, because look, you decided that you're not going to accept this as your fate for what it is. By trying to be Capricorn, you end up becoming more than Capricorn, which is really great too, because you loosen the chains you had. What I'm trying to say is life becomes easier for you after a period of slow struggles and hard work, which again you're suited to do. You're prepared for that. You came into this. It's not like you expected a miracle knight in shining armor, assuming you went this route, to come save your ass. You knew that it was going to be a bit of a struggle, but at least you weren't compromising yourself. And so, surprise, surprise, the knight in shining armor shows up. Maybe an air sign, maybe just clarity of mind, maybe just a brilliant idea, maybe something shows up that, I'm not going to say game changer, because nothing changes a game in your world except for you, right? But it definitely breaks up the monotony of struggle and slow moving energy, and maybe it's a fire sign. You might meet a fire sign or air sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Maybe it's an Aries, or Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. That and again, this is, if you go down this route, it's all about, it's a metamorphosis, and you while this is offered to you, it's not like you latch onto this, whatever it is now. You take it and you turn it into your own. That you are now the master of yourself, and you are not going to be, you're never going to let yourself. That's the, Capricorns have a lot of lessons, and as long as they keep surviving, they learn from their lessons. You guys never forget. So, and you never make get into a situation. So if whatever got you into this situation, you weren't about to get there again. But you take everything as it is, and you empower yourself with it, and you empower yourself. Something comes along that, whether it's a person or an idea or something, it's whether it's your own idea or whatever, but it empowers you to become just glorious, right? And when you're here, things, and that's when things start picking up. You'll still have obstacles, but you're not who you were back in the day. You're going to be blazing trails, and not even you turn your back completely to anything from the past, is what this route is ending up looking at. Okay, so you kind of not betray, but you decide that you're not going to let fate jerk you around and make your choices for you. So you kind of, in a way, almost uncharacteristically of you, because usually you're not much of a risk taker, and this is the riskier option. But if it was that worth it to you to become a martyr or become a, I'll take my chances out there type of situation, or decision. It really sets you off on a different life path that, whatever I'm not even trying to pass judgment on the other thing. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a mistress type situation. Really, originally I was thinking a loveless marriage. Okay. But that being said, like, it seems like there is an alternate path that requires you to turn your back on everything that was, and where it leads, it's hard to say because, tarot isn't about fortune telling as much as it is about illuminating our blind spots and knowing more about the situation, not about what's going to happen. But what I'm telling you is, if you take the hard way out, the hard with the cry now, laugh cry now, laugh later route, you do laugh later, and it's a very exciting later. But everything is going to be changed. Everything is going to be different. Nothing will be the same. Like, are you ready for that? Is that what you were hoping for? Or is that what and again, I'm not even saying this is going to be all happy time. Like, you're going to take some hits and it's going to make an impact. Possibly more hits than if you went the quote unquote easy way out, the laugh now, cry later route. There's going to be a betrayal while you're working your way up to the new future. Like, it's going to be like when it rains, it pours. It's not going to be easy, this route. It's going to be pretty damn tough. But if you make it to the end, you'll be completely transformed and not even recognize yourself anymore. And honestly, either route has its meaning. And neither route is good nor bad. Okay? It just really depends on what's right for you and what feels right to you. And it's not even about laugh now, cry later, or cry now, laugh later. It's about cry now in both cases, and then laugh later, but in one hand you are you from the beginning. You're still the person you were, just way more advanced, like the ultimate form of you, like your final form, like, type. Awesome. Like, or it's cry now and laugh later, except the person you are later on is completely different from what you might have turned out as. It's just a matter of life roads, life paths. And one is slightly easier in the beginning, but it's more predictable, definitely, yeah. And it does leave some things on the table, like whoever or whatever this Ace of Swords is will not come through in your life. But, you will be left with a few less betrayals or a few more wins, smaller wins, I guess. And you'll have less hardship, but no, I don't even want to say that. You'll have it'll be much more traditional Capricorn route. Maybe no, that's not even bad. This is a really complicated reading, Capricorn. And the more specific I get, the more I'm feeling like I'm only gonna resonate with like 2 people or something. One person's gonna go that way, and one person's gonna go other. But I really want to get it right, and I really don't want to discourage anyone, or from going down a path they were meant to go down. So I really want to make it clear exactly what I'm saying here. Neither path is, the right choice. Okay, they both have their ups and downs. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. I guess what it boils down to is, are you ready to embrace, are you ready to embrace your fate? Or are you going to be stubborn and challenge your fate? And both sides have what has coming to them. But because you're a Capricorn, the other thing about Capricorns is if you manage to, basically not die or not become a psychotic mess by the end of your trials, you're put in a position where you are sitting pretty and the world is quite literally in your hands. The world will be yours. So the choice is yours, Cappy. And either way, it's going to take perseverance and it's going to take sacrifice. Some more sacrifice before and some sacrifice in that you will feel like in the beginning you betrayed your character, which you will not forget, but you'll get over it, and it'll bring some much needed relief in the immediate that you will definitely benefit from. So trade-off. But it's like you end up, either case you end up in a place much better than you are now, because either way, either route requires you to first humble yourself and and rise above in so many ways. So let me pull one more outcome card for you guys. Give me one more. This is a potential outcome card, okay? And outcome as in like relatively short-term outcome, because this reading got kind of way out there. I don't think this is going to happen over the next month, but this decision will be made over the next month or sooner. So give me just one more outcome card. So, and the upright was for if we went ahead with the, oh lordy, what is this? Okay. Yeah. Goddamn Capricorn. Well, what's going on, man? All right. So if we go ahead with this, your suffering will come to an end. Yes. And 3 of Hearts in reverse. And you're going to carry a scar in your heart. Like, again, I said this isn't a you're gonna, even though you didn't betray yourself because you never got to heal, the 4 of Swords didn't happen the way it normally does. You're going to carry around some kind of scar, some kind of weight, even though you were at this. Let me start over. If you go through with this, you're going to come out victorious with a few scars, and yes, there will be scars, and the scars are going to keep piling up, but until you can, but again, it's going to be like in the short term, yes, not bad, but over the long term, it's going to be eating away at you until it just makes you stronger. And that's the short of it. And why is it going to eat away at you? Because there's no love in this situation, because this was an arrangement of opportunity on both sides, without really the heart being involved, or at least this was not decision of the heart. This was a decision of the mind. And when we make decisions with our minds, this is the consequence sometimes, or whatever. So, but luckily, it comes to an end. So yeah, laugh now, cry later is, in many ways, that's really what it sounds like. Even though after the cry later, the Ten of Swords is the end of the road. So you recover and you come out stronger after this. But don't fool yourself into thinking that laugh now, cry later does not imply laugh now, cry later. Because despite your hard exterior, you do have a love you want to share. The feelings are important to you, even though you're sometimes bad at showing it maybe, but it's not like you don't believe in love. So if now we're going down the other way, let's talk about these two first. So it's going to be, a lot of, you're going to take more hits. So cry now is going to happen. You're going to go through betrayals. You're going to go through heartbreak as well. But you're going to, take it all in stride. Like, either way, the Ten of Swords is going to be the Ten of Swords. But the Ten of Swords in reverse is like, as the swords come in, they slide out because of gravity, because you stood your ground before. That gives you a sense of, before it's like, even if it was relief for the moment, and the other situation, with every sword that continues, that gets tossed into you over time, it's like you feel like you deserve this, so you take it to heart, and you take it and you internalize it until it boils over, and then you're reborn, a phoenix or whatever, right? And that's great too. That's fine. A lot of that's whatever. Sometimes that's how it goes. But if you go the other way, you know that you stuck to your guns, and if nothing else, you have your integrity, so nothing can really hurt you. Like, yes, these swords are real. Yes, they're in your back, but the pain you don't feel, almost. Like it's a more graceful death, I suppose. And it's the Ten of Swords where the universe is more on your side, I want to say, or at least you put yourself in a position where as in literally, it's upside down, so the swords can't stay in you, they just slide out, because you have your integrity, because you chose, and because you knew these swords were coming, first of all. Yeah, that's the other thing. When the other room, you knew that it was probably going to be sucky in the end, but you didn't realize that it was going to be sucky, like Ten of Swords sucky. Either way, you come through this Ten of Swords. You come by way of the Ten of Swords. It's just, that. I don't know how. Laugh now, cry later, laugh now, or cry now, laugh later, or have an easier time of it later. Anyways, I might have had that flipped around, but you get the point, right? And the reason why, and with the Queen of Cups, if it's flipped this way now, you have a love for self. Not that you don't have self-respect in the other way. Maybe this air sign is an actual person. So, you hold out, you hold out for yourself. You decide not to go into this loveless marriage, whatever that means to you. And someone that really does, a Two of Cups situation that does involve actual cups comes for you, because that's what you're telling the universe that you want, right? So, and that's what makes this situation easier. Like, maybe it's like you have a partner in crime that will be there for you to pull the swords out as, Saturn keeps on tossing them into you. And that's great too. Personally, I really couldn't tell you which way I'd go, because laugh now, cry later. You don't know what the cry later is going to be, but you know that for them now it's going to be a little easier, and that is always going to be very tempting. But then on the other hand, I have a lot of Capricorn placements, so I'm always inclined to, and I'm not a Capricorn, so I'm very inclined to take risk. I'm a gambler, so if it was me, I'd probably try to tough it out. I might not be able to tough it out like you would be able to, Capricorn, because I'm not a Capricorn. I'm just a Taurus. But if you can handle it, and the choice will always be yours in the end, but if you can handle it, I would definitely suggest you be true to yourself now, and let the universe respect you for that. I guess that's a really bad way to put it too. Man, I guess this is the hard part about general readings, because it's hard to get specific without worrying about, oh no, but then every situation is not the same and all that. But Capricorn, this has been the most interesting of the YouTube readings I've done so far. Noted that you guys are my 4th reading so far, so who knows what's gonna go from here, but I did not see this coming. But hey, tarot's fun like that. And I'll start it because this Hangman, I completely forgot if it came out in reverse or not, right? Funny. So yeah, there you have it, Capricorn. The tale of Capricorn, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, continues. Which way will he or she go? If this is resonating for you, please let me know how it turns out, or let me know what's going on. Reach out to me. If you want, I'd be more than happy to give you some more personalized advice. I give some great advice. Maybe not as good as you, Cappy, but yeah. I really hope the right thing happens here. I decided I'm not even gonna make this an extended reading. I'm just gonna attach it to the YouTube reading so that whoever's watching this can get the whole picture, without having to buy an extended, because this feels like a more intense situation than most. But such is the life of Capricorn. Yes, Capricorn. Good luck. Keep in touch. Really, I hope. I mean that. Even I know we just met, but I'm already feeling quite attached to you. Alright, Cappy. Catch you next time.